Well, Merry Christmas from the town of Fairmont and from Mr. Chestnut and myself. We're not going to be here for next week. And I know that doesn't make any sense to you because you don't know when this week is. But on the 23rd, we won't be here. We're out for the whole week because we don't do anything in the town hall anyway all year long. So we figured out we'd at least take a week off. But we're going to do two films today. And if I get a little sleepy in the second one, it's because I'm worn out from the first one. Because today, this first film is about what we want for Christmas for the town of Fairmont. And I have been a good boy. I know that I've been a good boy. I've worked up here for $1 a day. I've been beaten. I've been called names. Mr. Chestnut, he gets all the glory and all the praise and all the great stuff. I don't know where he's been good or not. You have to ask some of his folks and family wherever he lives. But I know I've been a good boy. So I've got 3 requests, Santa Claus. You gotta hook me up. I would like a youth center for the town of Fairmont's young people. I believe it's important, and I believe that we have the money. And of course, the man who's going to follow up on that later on is the guy who's sitting here with me. He's more into that than I am. But all I can say is that's what I wish for. I want us to have a place where young people can go and have fun and enjoy themselves. I've been in government 45 years, excuse me, and we've never had a real youth center. And I know that we've got the funds through some other gifts that we've gotten from the state to be able to provide that. So that's one thing. Another thing is we've got to have somewhere in this town for people to live. Yes, I have friends that have asked me to help them find a place to live, and I spent 3 years looking and couldn't find any place. And I know where every house is in this town, an apartment. That's the second thing we need. Santa, please bring us some more housing.
Yes, sir.
And the third thing is, I'd give anything in the world if we could increase our variety of eating establishments.
Yes, sir.
I've lived in this town since I was 6 years old, 72 years, and we've never had a buffet. Never had a buffet restaurant. We've had a place where they put the meat and the 3 vegetables on your plate and hand it to you, but never had a buffet. We've never had certain kinds of food. You got to go to Lumberton to get the kind of foods that we're talking about that I like to eat, and I'm not the only one. So those are my choices. Those are my wishes. A youth center, place for the young people, better restaurants, and places for people to live.
Most
Chestnut, that's what I want for Christmas. And if Santa Claus wants me to continue to talk nice about him, he'll bring us those things.
And those are all 3 good things that the town of Fairmont needs, not just for your Christmas list, but for our future.
Yeah.
When you talk about a youth center, having a safe space for kids in each of our communities is so important. And I know the listeners out there feel the same way, so we're going to spend a great deal of time bringing this to life and figuring out what in that center we can do to attract kids to go there.
Right.
The last thing we want to do is build something that the kids aren't going to attend. So we're going to work on that. Santa and his little elves are going to work on bringing that to life this year. When you talk about housing, we have a lot of new housing coming through the North Carolina Rebuild
Right.
program. We also have some housing coming through a community development block program and those are some of the things we'll talk about tomorrow at the board's meeting. But housing, we're working with a group called Project Forward that looks to increase our housing here in town through reconstruction projects or through rehabilitation projects. So I think, if you're truly being a good guy this past year, Santa may swing through and drop off some plans for us over the next 12 months to make those things happen.
I know for a fact that we're going to get an apartment complex. We went through that last year.
Yes, sir.
And whenever they start, they'll start. I get that. But that's 84 apartments, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's could be 150, 200 people.
It could be.
And when you get, if it was all filled up. So
Most definitely.
that's something good. Plus what you're talking about.
Most definitely. And it's something that, you know, it's going to put a dent in our needs if these apartments come over I think they're scheduled to be completed by 2026, right? This can put a serious dent in our housing need. So as we move forward, this isn't something that is going to be a one and done. This is something that's going to be important for the long term of Fairmont to continue to bring housing, to bring jobs here into our community. So it's not just going to be a one and done thing. It's something we're going to work out. You know, we're working still towards 2030 and making sure we have a good economic base here for the town.
More people we have, the more money we get from the government.
Definitely. Most definitely.
From the government.
Most definitely.
And how about the store situation?
So business recruitment is so hard. We got a lot of fluid things happening in town with businesses opening, business moving, business expansions. Those are all good. I like to eat. You like to eat. I'm hoping we'll have a buffet here. Definitely different food here. We've had the seafood restaurant be taken over by new ownership. They went to a chamber meeting last week to introduce themselves. People are looking forward to having them opened and more than just on the weekends, you know, but just, you know, in the South, we like to eat. Right?
Absolutely.
You know, so we like to have a versatile menu everywhere we go for different types of food. And that's something that, you know, you and I talk about usually on a weekly basis, if not more than a weekly basis, about bringing things to the town that our citizens want. And our citizens just have to communicate those wants and needs to us.
We had a Hardee's here. I talked to the people in Rocky Mount years ago, and Hardee's started in Rocky Mount.
Yes. Yes.
I was very close friends with the man who started when I went to college in Rocky Mount. The first Hardee's in this state was in Rocky Mount, and it's now a museum.
Most definitely.
I used to eat out of that place twice a week. I had to go do runs for my college fraternity brothers to go. You know, it was your time to go get the food. But we had a Hardee's here, and I don't know why I left. We got a McDonald's here. I badgered Kenneth Rust. Endlessly until he came over and did a marketing survey and found out it was okay. I've been on the phone with the people over in Laurinburg about Southern Foods, about Kentucky Fried Chicken. They told us we didn't have the numbers.
That's right.
When I was mayor before, meaning we didn't have the
traffic
population,
count.
the traffic count. So, but I hate having, I don't know about you, you go home to a place that's probably got a lot of restaurants. I love, to support our own community and our own businesses, but you get tired of pizza and McDonald's type food. Yeah. There are other things, and you got to ride 11 or 12 miles either to Dillon or London to get that.
Yes, sir.
I'd give anything in the world for us to have something.
Santa,
you need to hook us up.
That's right. Bring it here. Bring it here to Fairmont.
And so that's what we're going to be talking about. Santa Claus. You do all these wonderful things for children all over the world. You do it in a speedy blink of an eye. To be sure, as professional looking and as intelligent and as humble as Mr. Chestnut and I are, to be sure, Santa, you can hook us up.
That's right.
Please.